When people start backpacking, they oftentimes search endlessly for tents. Then the questions arise: freestanding or trekking pole, double wall or single wall, sil nylon or sil poly. Is it difficult to set up?
Oh no, I lost the stick.
How much weight am I willing to carry? I'm taking a look at this budget, lightweight, single wall trekking pole tent, and hopefully you can get some more information on what will work best for you.
Hey, welcome back. I have a tent that I want to check out today. I wanted to show you guys. This is my first trekking pole tent, and I've never set one up. This is the newest Featherstone backbone two-person trekking pole tent. It's got some updated materials. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but I'm gonna get setting this guy up and check it out for the first time. Dude, this thing only weighs like 2.5 pounds. Well, I'm not 100% sure of the orientation of this. And it's also very windy. All right, here's the corners of my bathtub floor. It is upside down. All right, so I got her staked out, and now I need to insert the trekking poles, and we're gonna see how this goes. I will pick up my camera and show you guys some of the features of this tent. All right, so I am going to lift this door up, and there's a pole pocket right here. So set that guy in there. And the max height is 47 inches. So you do have a point down here for the pole end. And it'll probably add some structural integrity when I get the other pole in. Whoop. I do need to stake this out, or at least those guys are holding themselves up. So pull this over, and just for the time being, stake this loosely because my pole fell out the other side. Just loosely stake there. Let's settle up. Let's turn this side one out. She is not looking so hot. We are wind testing this thing too. I think we're getting somewhere now. Definitely not the tightest pitch, but we're gonna see how well this guy will work out. Tighten this guy up. Also, pull on these. All right, so we're getting there. Not the best pitch. This is the first time I've ever pitched a trekking pole tent. And it's extremely windy, so it makes it pretty difficult. Tighten this guy up. Oh no, I lost the stake. Okay, so this is something that you guys are going to need to consider, is how these tents work, is they require a lot of tension on the stakes. So this guy's going to have to get pushed in better. And I also have wind hitting the tent in a very precarious spot. I know if I had a guy line right there, so it would structurally add. So let's see. This is technically the foot end too, which I would be guying out. So let's grab this guy. This is called a bowline knot. And we'll guy this guy out. And this should add a little bit of protection from the wind, as well as open up the interior. And I need a stake. I would have a stick that holds this up at a higher angle, but we're facing the wind. This is a good lesson on how you want this tent to be pitched, because you don't want the wind hitting the biggest face. Ideally, it would be hitting it from the side here. That way it would kind of aerodynamically kind of flow over it a little bit better. So she's looking kind of weak right now, but good learning lesson, because when I do use this, these are all things that I'd rather learn in a park than out on a backpacking trip. She's looking pretty sad right now though. Good Lord. I got her fairly set up. Still very windy, a little bit more taut. I opened these doors up, get a little bit better ventilation, and I noticed these guys here, which is pretty neat. Or and also there is security. And I think we're in business here. Tighten everything up. We're looking all right with the exception of this wall here. But this Featherstone tent is pretty neat. Single wall, which makes me a little bit nervous. Again, I don't have the best pitch, so single hand zip, not really entirely possible at the moment. Can roll this door back. Here's the interior. If there was a stick out there on that guy line, it adds a lot of space. You have a mesh ventilated panel right by your head. Some nice big pockets here on both sides. This is a two person, 50 inches wide at the head and 43 inches wide at the foot. So no, you cannot fit two 25-inch wide pads on it, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I also don't plan on using this when I have somebody in the tent with me. This is purely a solo tent. This guy up too. And there are little loops for tying this door out. Yeah, I mean, this tent weighs 2.5 pounds with everything that comes with it. It is a 15D nylon, so they went from 20D to 15D. That lightened up a lot of the weight. As far as anything else, I'm not entirely sure how they lowered the weight from the previous model, which came around 3 pounds. So they dropped a half pound of weight from this thing. I feel like I could probably use some Dyneema cord to lighten up the rope a little bit more, but I'm just going to use this tent as is. I think it'll be fine. This was my first pitch, so I struggled a little bit, especially with the wind, but I'll definitely be using this. I am still very interested in Lanshan Pro tents, so I will end up with a Lanshan Pro. I can see this stake is pulled a little bit, so put them in at an angle, press it in. Looks like I'm hitting a rock there. But name of the game is tension on this tent, for sure. But it really isn't too bad. For my first time, I thought I was going to struggle a little bit more. All right, so I buttoned her back up, and I definitely think it would be handling the wind a lot better if the wind was hitting this tent from this side. So it's hitting this broad wall here. If I had known and I'd been a little bit more wise, I would have pitched it, basically turned it at a 90-degree angle, and probably wouldn't be as affected as it is. But she's looking pretty decent. You can see the fly is pretty high off the ground, so that helps with ventilation, condensation buildup. And if you really wanted to drop it down and lower it, you can lower your trekking poles, tighten everything back up, and probably do all right. It is nylon, which is a little bit of a bummer, because this nylon does absorb a little bit of water, and it does kind of stretch out a little bit as it sits out, as it absorbs a little bit of water. So you will have to incrementally tighten up the guy lines and the adjustment points. The zippers, these guys are all waterproof, which is awesome. The tent is also fully seam sealed, from the factory. And I'm looking forward to using this. First of all, it's only 2.5 pounds. So it's a very light tent. It's perfect for one person. Have a little extra space. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using this, trying this out. I'll let you guys know what I think about it. I'll also have friends using it. Again, I do plan on getting a Lanshan tent just to try that out. They're so highly regarded. They're also pretty cheap, and you can get them in sil poly, which is really cool. So this is a pretty cool tent. I'm glad I have it. It'll get some use for sure. Yeah, this is plenty of room for one person. Definitely going to be really tight having two people in here. The wall panel is kind of flapping around. I mean, you can see I got plenty of room for my feet, but if I was on a sleeping pad with a sleeping bag, probably be coming in contact with this. So the ideal would be to have this guy pulled up high with a stick. Creates a lot of space. Right back here, you guys can see there's that vent there. So yeah, plenty of room for one person. The zippers are a lot easier now that I tightened everything up. One-handed, which is nice. Got the vestibules kind of basically completely rolled up. But yeah, this is a pretty cool tent. We'll be trying it. We'll see what the condensation is like. My plan is to bring a Swedish dishcloth with me and wipe the interior if I need to during the night. But yeah, got nice hooks. You can set a clothesline. You can hang lanterns, whatever. But let's get this guy packed up. Show you guys that. Featherstone backbone, 2-person. Not terrible to pack up. Stuffed it in there. It's probably how I'll keep it. I don't want to lose any of my stakes or guy lines, so I need to go pick those up. Hey everyone, this is post-production Matt because I forgot to film my outro yesterday. Quick reminder, like and subscribe to the channel. Small thing for you guys, but it's huge for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Just some last things I would like to point out about the tent. First of all, I'm really looking forward to getting to use it. It's really lightweight for the cost. Featherstone has this tent on their website for $200. Weighing 2.5 pounds, all included, everything, is kind of impressive in my opinion. For a $200 tent, 2.5 pounds, it's a really cost-effective way for people to save some weight. A comparable tent to it would be the Lanshan 2 Pro in sil poly is what is especially on my radar. Will definitely be something that I'll be checking out in the future. But for the weight class and the cost of the two, I think they're really comparable to each other. Lanshan 2 is a little bit cheaper. I think it's about the same weight. I'd have to look, but I'll get one of those in the future and be playing around with that. Another tent I'd like to point out that's relative, a little bit more expensive is going to be the X-Mid 2, Durston Gear X-Mid 2. That tent is a little bit more pricey. It's $320, but it is a true two-person tent. Another thing I'd like to point out to everybody that's watching my videos, all my subscribers, is I think I am going to drop back to putting a video out every 2 weeks. I've been posting weekly with all this gear I've been acquiring, and as you guys know, all this stuff starts to rack up a pretty big price tag. Even if it is budget gear and you're getting a lot of stuff, it can become quite expensive. I have a pretty good supply of things to use, and I'd really like to focus on doing more trips, even if they're just overnights to different parks, different places. Give me a little bit more time to edit videos and really put out some more quality content. And so I'll still be posting. Don't worry about that. This channel isn't going anywhere. I keep planning to upload, but I'm going to drop back to every 2 weeks. I recently received a small donation through my Buy Me a Coffee link. So to the subscriber that sent that over, I greatly appreciate it. That's going to be a camping reservation, 1 or 2 camping meals. Anything I get through Buy Me a Coffee or through my Amazon affiliate links is going to be used for making more content. So send your friends, send your family, have them like and subscribe to the channel, and use the links down in the description. You guys know those Amazon affiliate links. They don't change the cost of the products for you guys, but the channel receives a small commission for it. So greatly appreciate you guys. I'll see you again in the future.